Another amazing dish from one of my closest friends. His mother makes the best chicken sukha. So for this I've got chickens which is like cut up into pieces on the bone. So we have primarily the legs and the thighs which have been cut up, and for this first we're going to be making a light marination for this. Nothing complicated. A little bit of salt, a little bit of turmeric, okay, and a nice big pinch of red chilli powder along with a little bit of garam masala, okay. So this is of course a little adaptation from that recipe. So literally I'm going to marinate it really nicely and keep it. Now sometimes what people do, sometimes also people like to add a little bit of curry leaves in this, though I'm going to be using a lot more curry leaves later, but we're going to be using this in the marination. So you can see we've got this very nice, and what happens that once you add salt into the chicken, it starts kind of getting it a little more easier to get marinated as well. Look, like this is beautiful. Now this, something like this can be done easily in advance and you can actually keep it. Now there are various steps to this recipe. So first is the marination of the chicken, जो हमने अब किया है. We're going to leave this on the side. And the second thing will be the paste which we are going to be making. Okay. After that we will blend the paste, and then the final stage is then the frying of the chicken with this lovely paste, as they call it the sukha masala, but it's actually not sukha, it's a wet paste. Okay. Great. So let's start roasting some spices. So here I've got 1/4 of a teaspoon of methi. I have 1 teaspoon of dhania seeds here. I've got half a teaspoon of jeera. Okay. I've got about 7 or 8 long over here, and I'm adding some cinnamon sticks as well. So first things first, we're going to literally dry roast these amazing spices. Okay. Nice. Along with this, I'm going to be adding some nice dried red chilies to this, and a little bit of some nice Thai red chilies which I have here as well. Okay. So take the stems out, put the chilies in. This is what is going to give that little spice to this. Okay. I'm going to make it thoda sa tikha because I like this dish when it's nice, and it's a great dish in a bar. You know, a nice chicken sukha with a nice drink of your choice. It could be a nice ginger ale, iced tea, or even a nice cup, a nice jug of beer. Okay, so we've got these lovely ingredients which are all happening here. Lovely. तो इसको हम literally इसको कहते हैं frying spices. तो उसको हम हल्का सा light roast कर रहे हैं इसको. Beautiful. Now next to this, we're going to be adding a little bit of our sliced onions here, okay, along with which I'm going to be adding a little bit of turmeric as well, okay, lovely. इसको हम roast कर लेते हैं थोड़ा, literally, nice. And then into this now, I'm going to be adding a little bit of light soybean oil. Lovely. Next, I'm going to be adding a little bit like 2 teaspoons of garlic in here. And also, I forgot actually to put is a few saunf, which is fennel seeds in this, and a few mustard seeds, okay? No problem, it's better late than never. So, अभी हम इसे अच्छी तरह भून लेते हैं. And we're going to be adding a little bit of salt to this as well. Perfect. So I'm going to be frying this nicely. Beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely marvelous. We're going to be adding 1/3 of a teaspoon of red chilli powder, and I've got a little bit of tamarind which I'm going to be adding into this. Okay. Literally like 2 tablespoons of tamarind paste. Lovely. अभी हम इसे अच्छी तरह सेकेंगे. I'm going to be cooking this down a little bit, cooling it down, and then I'm going to be blending this into a frying paste, as we call it. Beautiful. Nice. Beautiful. So next we're going to be adding some nice grated coconut, which we're going to be adding in here as well. And अभी हम इसको धीमी आंच पे हल्का सा टोस्ट कर देते हैं. Okay. I want this to go a little more brown in color. Okay. The coconut needs to be caramelized a little bit. It needs to be nicely toasted to get that lovely smoky flavor along with these onions, which are also going down very well with this masala. Beautiful. So I've got my masalas beautifully cooked here, nicely caramelized, and now it's time to just transfer them into this lovely mixer. Now normally you would wait till it actually cools down, but I'm actually using a heavy duty mixer, and which can actually blend hot masalas as well. But guys, this is a warning that remember, if you are blending anything warm, please let it cool down completely before you guys blend it, okay? Savdhani, as we call it. So we've got this lovely masala happening here. Okay, nice. Beautiful. So I've added a little water in this because there's a lot of masala stuck in here, and this will actually be used in basting my chicken while I'm frying it here. Great. So again, light soybean oil in this recipe. I've got my chicken, which is beautifully marinated. I also have some onions here, which I'm going to be adding first inside along with my extra curry leaves, which I have here as well. Beautiful. Curry leaves for this extra touch. Beautiful. Now once these are almost getting a nice color, I'm going to be adding my chicken inside here. Beautiful. So now we're going to literally bhunao this chicken, literally, yeah. When I say bhunao, I means I want to really sear the chicken really nicely. I'm going to be adding a little more salt here, just to be making sure that we have enough salt. And at this stage, I just want to kind of let this chicken sear a little more. It starts leaving its juices out. It starts leaving that typical, that kachapana of chicken, that raw flavor will start slowly going in, okay? Now, if you're using chicken boneless, I would definitely prefer using that boneless thighs because they've got a lot more juice. They're much more nicer. A chicken breast which is boneless wouldn't really do justice to this recipe. Okay? Beautiful. We have a very nice sear on this chicken, which I love. अभी हम इसमें जो हमारा फ्राइंग मसाला जो कहते हैं इसे, फ्राइंग मसाला हम इसमें डाल देते हैं. Excellent. So we're going to just let this beautifully happen here. Nice. And this is exactly why we had this masala here, and this is when you actually need it. So we are going to be using this masale ka pani here, literally, and making this chicken cook beautifully here. Look how. Lovely. Next, just give this a little shake, scrape off all the masalas which are actually happening from here, and now we're going to slowly, beautifully simmer down all the way until we get a sukha chicken. Yo-ho! Here we go, here we go, here we go. Sukha time. It is sukha time. Now look at this delicious recipe coming all the way from Mangalore, not Mangaluru, Mangalore. Nice, lovely chicken sukha, beautiful. And believe me guys, this recipe works magical with paneer. Even paneer sukha, unbelievable. Chicken sukha, ready. If you really love this recipe, do share it, like it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't as yet, and make sure that you really cook this recipe because this has stolen my heart. Until then, eat well, stay safe, and I'll be back.